Welcome back, guys, to our Union campaign. We're going to call this the Battle of Dam Hill, because last time I lost the Dam Hill, but really the reason it's called the Battle of Dam Hill is because of this dam right here, and I think the best way to approach it is to actually cross over here. Not only are we avoiding crossing the dam where the enemy can rain fire down on us, but we're also moving into a position that's wooded and actually has a hill. I would actually be surprised if the Confederates didn't have a few soldiers here, so that's why I'm sending Miller forward first, of course. Wouldn't mind actually sending Ames forward as well. He's our new cavalryman, maybe just to scout the area, but we definitely want to find out what the Confederates have waiting for us on this side of the Dam Hill. We're still going to try to get to it and hopefully capture it, but it's going to take us a little while, and we've got a lot of moving to do in this battle. I mean, you can see that's one of the areas. This is a second. It's a lot of ground to cover despite being kind of a small battlefield, especially with all of these hills, etc. in the way. So we are going to move our skirmishers up. Hopefully they find something, and don't forget that Miller is one of our actual generals, one of the people under my command, I should say, so any losses that we take in this battle are definitely going to affect me. I'm also going to make sure that Walton here is moving across this area, because I don't need to be hit by the enemy over there on the right flank. I already know they've got a lot of men stationed on the right next to the dam. The dam is right there, you can see, so we want to try to avoid it at all costs, really. Also, where's the supply wagon? Why is it taking so damn long? All right, there we go. Already, look at that. See what I'm talking about? Already they're hitting us. So we know that they have positions over here. And actually, Walton got really lucky. He didn't lose a single man with that cannon barrage, but maybe not so lucky next time. So let's move up here with Miller. I'm going to grab MacArthur as well. We got quite a lot of skirmishers. We probably want to go ahead and hit this area first. I think it's Crossroads Hill, and then go to the River Dam Hill second. I could be wrong, but the fact is we need to make this happen pretty damn quickly. So we're already moving our men forward. Probably not a bad idea to get these skirmishers to start taking a look at this location, and from up here on the hill, they actually get a pretty good view of what's awaiting us. So far, I don't see a damn thing, but we will find something, I'm sure of it. So here we go with Miller. Yep, Mumford. It looks like they've got cavalry as well. And it looks like Fulkerson is going to be the enemy in this location. So I'm definitely sending my skirmishers over here. I don't want them hitting Fulkerson from head-on, because there's no cover in this area. If we're going to attack them, we're going to go ahead and move into the woods here and try to fight them that way. So let's get Ames, MacArthur, etc., the rest of them to move over here. Probably do the same with the rest of our army, as a matter of fact. Let's grab everybody and move them over this way. And then, of course, we'll take one location first, go for the second one. Looks like it makes sense to me. We actually get some decent cover in this field, but I think we're going to get much better cover getting into the woods here. So we are going to go into the woods and start targeting the enemy. Who's going to get first blood? I think it's going to have to be them, because they're going to get a shot off on MacArthur. But we'll fire on Scott. Need you to get a little closer, boys. All right, we got Scott here. We got Miller approaching. Try to hit the enemy as much as we can, and even Ames with his carbines, I want him to go ahead and hit the enemy too. So there we go. We already see Scott's line faltering a bit. Not enough, of course, to make too much of a difference, but it's something. And I don't want Ames to attack. Although if he's going to attack, he might as well charge right now. I mean, I didn't expect him to do that. I kind of expected him to take the high road and start firing. But he's going to try to charge in here and damage the enemy. And actually, I'm a little annoyed, because that's going to end up probably making us lose a lot of cavalry that we're going to have to replace later. But he's managing to kill a few of Scott's men, and that's probably a good start, I must say. Let's also take Walton over here. We're going to separate some of our brigades to start taking the enemy on. And it looks like Ames probably did the right choice and got himself out of this situation. I'm surprised at how many Confederate brigades are out here. But of course, we're going to try to approach them from the wooded location first. Also, don't think I have to tell you that this area is deadly. And right there, we can already see some of the enemy have sent skirmishers out to try and take out Allen and the rest of our cavalry and our artillery, and they're doing a really good job. So I'm going to send Russell forward. Walton is being flanked by some skirmishers too. But let's go ahead and fire on Taylor. There we go. That's what I want you to focus on, Walton. And look at that. It looks like the enemy is definitely sending some men over here to try to hit Agrippa. I hope that Russell can spot them quickly. Start opening fire on these skirmishers, and it might not be a bad idea to get Stewart to open fire on them. So we're being forced to kind of deploy our artillery a little early on. Not the greatest situation, but it is what it is. And now Walton is definitely being smashed by the Confederates here. I'm going to take McCord, and I'm going to charge. At this point, if they're going to charge us, we're going to countercharge and hopefully make a difference. Keep firing, boys. Scott is still your enemy. And he's also kind of out of cover now. So now I think we can countercharge, make Taylor run. We're going to get Russell to fire on the skirmishers here. And of course, Russell's skirmishers are also firing on these skirmishers. I wonder how Stewart is doing against the enemy skirmishers. He's chasing Allen, which is really frustrating. But all we can do is kind of watch right now and hope for the best. Alright, so we got a few of our units over here. Now we will charge northwards and try to take on the enemy. And Walton, man, amazing how a brigade that strong can be pushed back by the enemy. I mean, they also have unbelievable artillery support here on this hill. And I've got to admit, pretty surprised by the artillery support that these guys have managed to get this battle. So we're going to go ahead and try to open fire on the skirmishers. Walton is back to normal. Not entirely anyway, but we can get him into the woods here and probably put some hurt on the enemy. I also want to hit Scott as soon as possible, so I'm actually going to have Andrews run. And again, I rarely run with a full brigade. It's generally not a good idea, but sometimes it's just called for. It looks like Brigadier John General Gibbon is wounded. That is not good. And Elzey is actually managing to get over here on our flank. Interesting. To face Andrews. I definitely want to move Cuts forward as well as Loomis. But now that we know that Elzey's in the fight, it's going to make our job a little harder, if not a lot harder. Look at this. Campbell is going for a full charge on Russell. Unbelievable. We're still firing on the enemy skirmishers, and I'm hoping that Scales can try to hit the skirmishers over there. It does look like Campbell is going to rout. So that's a little bit of hope for us, but overall, I mean, we have been getting pounded here. I know the enemy's got some serious artillery positions, but I don't realize how serious, and I won't until we actually get there. So let's get Loomis to fire here, and if we could break one of these guys, we're doing a huge benefit to our men. So Scott has been getting hit by our skirmishers since the beginning of the battle. I'm pretty sure that eventually here he's going to be in a position to do some serious damage to the enemy. Where the hell is our... There it is. There's our supplies. We actually need them to supply our skirmishers, so let's get them over there. Alright, Campbell's out, and the skirmishers are getting pounded. Let's get Allen over here in a safer spot, and let's move Russell up to start targeting them as well. Come on, boys. We're going to have to hit Trimble. We'll hit them on the flank, though. I think this will work out, and it looks like we have Ames is still doing okay. Maybe he can flank Elzey here. Captain Manuel Miller's wounded. Well, happens to the best of us. He's going to rout. Scott's going to rout, I should say. And we're going to try to flank Elzey with a charge. I don't know how this is going to work. I'm going to let our men fire a volley first to kind of disorient them, and now we're charging. Let's go for it. And we're going to charge with Andrews as well. So this is a double charge, infantry and cavalry, trying to just maximize the damage we do to the enemy here. I hope it works. Our infantry may get too tired for the charge once they actually get to the position, but I'm hoping that this combined assault is going to scare the enemy enough to take off running. Keep on, Russell. Keep on, boy. Open fire. Let's get Russell's skirmishers forward. We can see that Russell is under some serious fire from just a damn skirmisher unit, but, I mean, you'd be surprised how effective these guys can be in battle. Look at that. Cuts is running. That's simple. Luckily, we got LZ to run as well, so we really need to focus on taking this position here by smashing into Fulkerson. Get Miller to fire too. And we're just slaughtering LZ's men. I'd be surprised if they don't surrender very soon here, or else they're in for a world of hurt. So here we go, getting to the first location with Ames. And it looks like MacArthur can't help himself. He's going to go in for a charge. I'm going to let Loomis follow him in for this charge. Even though Loomis is quite frankly not in the greatest position for a charge right now, we're going to try it. I'm also going to charge Fulkerson from behind, and we'll take Andrews. Andrews is way too tired for a charge. He's done enough, but we're still going to bring him in, and let's keep hitting the enemy here on the flank with McCord. Sadly, we haven't managed to get any closer to Dam Hill, and I think before we can, we really need to take this location. So we need Andrews moving forward, and we need our men fighting fiercely to actually defeat the enemy here. Trimble is getting smashed. but he's managed to make a lot of our men retreat. And it's up to our men if they can take out the enemy right there. So come on, Andrews. We need you. There we go. Fulkerson is going to run. But I want to make sure that we get into this woods position with MacArthur. Get some of our skirmishers over here nicely hidden in the woods. We'll make sure Miller is also fighting, but we're still attacking the enemy. We're still cutting them down. So we really need to focus more on advancing and less on cutting the enemy down. I know it's fun, but it's not getting us any closer to victory. So come on, fire on Trimble. Keep it up. Stonewall Brigade is right there on the other side of the river, obviously making our job a lot harder. Now we've got Stewart and Allen. We could probably bring them forward now. I don't think we're being harassed anymore by the skirmishers. Obviously having our cannons closer this battle would have helped, but it just didn't seem feasible at the time. It really didn't. So there we go. We've routed Trimble. That's definitely a start. We're going to keep moving forward. Let's go, boys. Very good job. I want to get over here to the farmhouse at Crossroads Hill. Maybe use Ames to flank some of the enemy, but we needed a little more time in this battle, I think, to get a victory. I'm pretty sure. Maybe we'll get lucky, but everything is telling me that we are in a world of pain right now. It's going to be very tough to turn this around. Keep firing on Stonewall Brigade. Oh boy, Stonewall Brigade has routed Russell, and not just routed him, really terrified him, taken down a number of his men. Make sure Russell's skirmishers are still firing, and I'm going to get Stewart to fire on that skirmisher position, because I think at this point we'll be getting some shell shot. Look at that, LZ wants another piece. We're more than happy to provide him with some damage, so let's do it. Firing from multiple locations here. Let's hit those Rebs. Even bring Ames out. Look at that enemy presence over here on the left side. Man, are they going for a victory here. And they might just manage it, because all we have to hold them are McCord and a few other guys. We're going to have to move cuts over here to focus on the enemy. This is just a vicious fight, and Stonewall Brigade is not playing around. Come on, fire on Stonewall. Scales, we need you right now, badly. Looks like Mumford is going to try to charge our artillery. I'm going to try to just focus fire on Stonewall Brigade. But this is definitely a close combat fight. And Stonewall is still firing away. My goodness. Alright, Agrippa, we're going to have to move you over here. Maybe our only chance of a victory is getting over here on this end. Yeah, we've made Stonewall fall back, but I don't think that's going to last for long. Be careful, you're running into open ground. The enemy is really going for the rebel charge on this battle. Go ahead and charge LZ. 2 can play at that game. And Jackson is getting mighty close, trying to support his men on this attack. Pretty good, actually. Pretty good idea. We're going to try to turn it around on Jackson. And it looks like we have totally been forced to fight the way the enemy wants us to fight right now. It's kind of scary, but yeah, we're being forced to focus on this attack to the left, which leaves us very little time to make it to the top of that hill. Plenty of artillery up here. I'm going to try to lead an attack, but I don't know how it's going to go, so let's move. Forward, boys. Bays? The hell are they? Freaking horses. Come on now. Get yourself together, Agrippa. Let's get McCord forward. Let's get Walton forward, and of course Russell. We've also got a unit over here. What the hell is he doing? It's Ames. Fair enough. Fair enough. I know you're not in the easiest position, Ames. All right, firing at Taylor. And just look at those rebel charges. They are really going for the rebel yell this time. We don't usually see this too often, but the enemy is charging and with total ferocity. So I'm going to send Cuts in for a charge, and I might even send Loomis in, but right now I think just Cuts is going to go for Trimble. We're right there in the middle. Kind of a scary position to be in. I want Ames going for the artillery. Andrews, I know you're exhausted, but we don't have time to rest, boy. Alright, Cut seems to have won the battle with Trimble. Let's hope that McCord can assist a little bit more as well. Russell is going to open fire on Stonewall and the skirmishers. At least we've got a significant amount of artillery fire being thrown down on the enemy, and they're not in the greatest position, but I don't think that makes much of a difference right now. Stonewall is finally broken, and it looks like Cuts has also been broken, so all along the line, both of our guys are having a lot of trouble here. I'm going to have Ames charge the artillery, but I don't actually think he's going to follow through with it. Flanking fire on Taylor. Andrews, you know how to do this. You've done it before. They're getting pretty desperate, but so are we. This looks like it could actually end up being a draw. At least that's what it looks like to me. Scott has fired. Pretty significant shots there. Seconds to take this area. No way that's enough. All we can try to do is get as many enemy casualties as possible here on Taylor and the rest of them. Come on, McCord. I want everyone firing at Stonewall Brigade. I hope you boys have some shell shot left in you. Maybe even some canister shot. Cuts back forward again, and again Scott is getting mighty close. This is probably going to end up being a close combat fight, which is not what I'm looking for. And there we go. We managed to rout Scott, but look at how well defended that top hill damn hill is. With 12 seconds left, we don't have enough time to push on it. I wish we did, but we've got to be realistic here. Obviously, if anybody has any suggestions on how this battle could have been fought differently, let me know. I think it was just a bloodbath for both sides, and I wish I could have said that it could be fought differently, but I think the enemy pretty much outnumbered us here, and we could try to charge Stonewall. Let's go for it. Try to break the enemy's right flank, or left, their right. Fulkerson's mighty close to us here. Grippa needs to support Andrews. Colonel Dwight Andrews is wounded. Man, we have lost a lot of men in this battle. Wounded or not, you know. Wounded is still pretty bad. Fire on Campbell because he's going for a charge. See if he can regret that charge. McCord, we know you're low on ammo, but fire a damn volley. I know you got it in you. Having to turn like this is really not easy. And that's going to be it, boys and girls. Ending right there, finishing a victory. Wow, I'm really surprised we got a victory. I guess there all we had to do was take one of the areas. Also, we killed more of the enemy than they did of theirs. You can look at the casualty count there. We also apparently took out a lot of their guns. So at least one of these goals must be fulfilled. So I think just holding one of those areas, it was definitely good. It looks like Ronnie Ames has been promoted to Lieutenant Colonel. Obviously, Dwight Andrews wounded. Probably got hit in the leg. He might lose it. Manuel Miller also wounded. And John Gibbon, that's our worst wound yet. John Gibbon is a brigadier general, and getting him out of battle for even one battle is not going to help us in this campaign. So let's go back and see if we can, at the very least, get some of these men back. I'm going to go to the career, and I'm going to put it into economy. I promised that I would apply it to that last time. We do need to focus on our economy and look at all those wounded men. But let's see if we can't increase the value of our men right now. So get some veteran units. It's going to be expensive, but I think it's worth it. Same with cuts. Get some veterans in there. Expensive once again. With Allen, I think we could focus on just rookie units. And with Felix MacArthur here, we definitely want to get some decent units. Let's replace Andrews with Heintzelman or Andrew Porter. These are both brigadier generals, but they know exactly what they're doing. Replace it with veteran units as well. And yeah, you bet, I'm going to replace all these men with veteran units. We've seen enough battles to be able to justify spending this much money on increasing these men. Let's get those 10-pounders. Porter can also go ahead and increase one of his skills. And Miller, of course, is in need of a new commander. We're going to put Heintzelman in command of Miller. It's just a skirmisher unit, but you know what? They matter. You might have to select the hunter rifle. We don't even have enough hunters in the armory to purchase it. Shop 836, 828. Let's go for the Smith. A bit expensive, but I think it'll get the job done. And we definitely want to focus on firearms course. Plus 10 in firearms for Heintzelman. First Division needs a new general. Israel just not good enough. We've got to see if we can get some generals from Washington, and unfortunately, no. So I'm actually going to take Heintzelman out. I'm going to put Morris in charge of that unit, and I'll put Heintzelman in command of this First Division. We got to work with what we have, and in this case, we don't have much left. So let's get veteran units here. Veteran units right here. Ooh, now we're getting pretty low on the funds. So we're going to have to do something here. Yeah, I think that's all we can work with. Get them up to 1664. It's not ideal. 1669. And we're going to have to be content with that. We've already got 20,000 in supply. And unfortunately not enough reputation to spend on anything else. It looks like the Brigadier General here is capable of increasing his skill. I'm not sure why we can't increase his skill. Maybe. Oh, I just saw it. Never mind. Strategy plus 20 ammo. Plus 5 speed or plus 10 experience. Of course, plus 10 experience. Even though we're not really using that second core yet, we will be using it eventually. So let's not forget about them. And let's proceed to the next battle, which is going to be the Crossroads. And this is going to be Cumberland Gap, of course. Pretty serious battle. And then, of course, we can move on to Shiloh. But let's finish this one first. In fact, I am managed to make it that far on Dam Hill. 12 of 9 brigades. We got more than enough brigades to attack here. Detachments of our army are gathering at Logan's Crossroads to commence an attack on a rebel force at... Oh, okay. Well, I couldn't even read that. So here we go. This is all we have to work with. But it's a good start. And, of course, we must move forward and defeat the enemy. Seems pretty straightforward. Hold Logan Cross. So actually, we're holding this area. I don't see a damn flag. Oh, there we go. So this area is under our control, and we better hold it. I'm going to put Walton right here on this farmhouse, and hopefully he knows what he's doing, because we need experienced men for this battle, and we need reinforcements too. Thanks for watching, guys. You know what you got to do. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share these videos. That's the only way we're going to get any notoriety, and have an awesome, awesome day. Oh, so you want to attack us, huh?